What's up? This is Sammy Six from the band Whiskey Tiff, and you're listening to Blevins Nation Podcast.
All right. It's time for Blevins Nation, the show that features rock stars talking in open conversation about whatever the hell they want to talk about. Where am I going? Hell, I don't know. So sit back, hold tight, and open up your ears, because the revolution starts now. Keep it live. Yes, indeed. Back with another episode. That's right, episode number 28, with Mike Craig, lead singer of the band Farewell to Fear. Definitely rising up the charts, playing on tours, on the road, everything, kicking some ass. Great videos. Man, these guys are the real deal. They're out of Jacksonville, Florida. And we're talking with Mike today. And y'all sit back, hold tight, and open up your ears. So this is Blevins Nation, episode number 28. And we're talking with Mike Craig from the band Farewell to Fear. How's it going, Mike?
Good, Chris. How are you, brother?
Oh, man, pretty good. This Wednesday, I'm still off for the summer. I work at high school, and so I'm
nice.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it gets boring after a while, though.
I love it.
So yeah, let's see, Farewell to Fear. My buddy Daryl had been telling me about y'all. Said you had you did something a while back and then took a little hiatus and then got back into it. So tell me what's going on, where it started.
Sure. Yeah. First of all, and obviously I've known Daryl for many years, and great guy, and obviously has been a tremendous help, and help us expose, the band and what we're doing. So definitely got to give him a shout out because he's done a lot for us. And we have been around for a while. It's been, when you really go back to the beginning, we've been playing around with the idea of really kind of putting something out since 2010.
Oh, okay.
So we've been, but really didn't get serious until our first album, New Blood, came out, which was 2013. And we had recorded and produced that with Brett Hessla from Creed, Dark New Day, and that was a great opportunity. And at that time, we were working along with Jeff Hansen, which is used to manage Creed and Alter Bridge and Seven Dust and some other bands. Okay. And so it was that was kind of our debut of, all right, we're not that we weren't serious about music before, but we were serious about taking it to a new level.
Right.
And the album was called New Blood. So it was kind of new for us. It was something that we wanted to do, and we put that out in 2013, and got a little bit of luck and there's some exposure, and got 3 songs on Serious Octane. And that did very well and got us some exposure and caught on some good shows and festivals, and that kind of boosted us into the scene.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Yeah. I was actually looking at something. Y'all played a festival in 2014, and I couldn't find what the name of the festival was. But you were, I think they were playing.
We played a couple back then. We played a Florida. Florida Music Awards, sorry, not Florida Music Awards, but Florida Music Festival. We played, and we also played Welcome to Rockville, which is in Jacksonville, Florida, which is a Danny Wimmer presents event, which is huge. I mean, it's a monster.
Okay.
And that was a blast. We really had a good time playing that show.
This was one where a young lady was interviewing you, the one I saw.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure which one
that
was.
That was in Welcome to Rockville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew it was Florida.
I was trying to think of who was headlining. I think it was. I remember vividly because we played along with Shinebound, Alice in Chains, and the list just goes on and on and on. It's some amazing bands, and it was great to be able to to debut the album and then come out playing, our new music for those types of bands and fans. It was a big kicker for us.
Oh yeah, I could bet, especially playing for Alice in Chains been around for a long time.
Yeah, man.
Different singer, but Shinedown, dude, Brett is just one of my favorite singers.
Oh, they're
they're
amazing.
The whole band is amazing, but
they are. The roots, a lot of the roots, kind of stem back to Jacksonville. That's where I live. That's where I'm from. So
that's awesome.
So, it was great being able to play, kind of a hometown show in that kind of a atmosphere. So that was a ton of fun. So, and then we just kind of, from that point, we went out, we did some shows with Pop Evil and Seven Dust, which were also a lot of fun and good exposure for us. And it was interesting because right along that same time, or just prior to that, we were working songs to radio, and like I said, we had some songs on Octane. Well, one of the songs that we had out there was a cover of Rihanna's Diamonds, which is obviously kind of a rare, it was kind of not a song you would think would be on a rock album, but it just kind of worked out that way. And it was interesting because Howard Stern obviously has a Stern channel on Octane, or not Octane, but on XM, and it just randomly picked up the song and just kind of went on with it and dialogued it and played the whole song on his show, and then picked up and did an interview with us, and it was one of those very surreal moments that I think very, very, very few bands in the world will ever have.
Yes.
So it was like definitely a moment when we look back and go, man, how did that happen? But it was hugely responsible for the success, not the success, but the notoriety or the familiarity that some people may have with Farewell to Fear.
Oh yes. Well, that's awesome. That's amazing. You expect to get with a little bit of exposure and this and that, and working up the charts or whatever, and playing with some big name, on tour with some big name bands, that you might get an interview with Eddie Trunk. But for a band to get on and be asked to come to Howard Stern, that's just, like you said,
cool.
That just doesn't happen, and it was very cool. You know what I'm saying? So, props for that, man. That's awesome, man. And I listened to the song, and dude, y'all, you made it sound like your own, which I'm not a Rihanna fan, so I don't really know the song that well. But seriously though, listening to it, and then I was like, I've heard that before, and I read something up on it, and I was like, wow, that is just, because to people that haven't ever heard the song Diamonds by Rihanna, and then they hear your version of it, it's like, wow, it was meant to be that way.
It's kind of funny because it was one of those, we were either going to write another song for the last song on the album, or and Brett said, well, I've considered maybe doing a cover for that. I'm like, no, we never really thought about it, but we're open, and so basically started looking through different songs that were doing well on YouTube, or getting the most views and whatnot. That song at the time had been out for only a few days, and it populated over 50 million views on YouTube in like 3 days.
Wow.
And he's like, well, there's your song. So, like, all right, whatever, let's try it. And that's the great thing about having a producer too, a good producer, because he'll probably force you to do things or encourage you to do things that you otherwise might not do on your own.
Yes.
So that, and at the time there wasn't many people out there doing a whole lot of covers. Nowadays, you're seeing every time we turn around, somebody's doing a cover.
Oh, I know. I know.
It's kind of crazy that how that kind of comes back around again. So yeah, that was a good thing for us. And then we took a little bit of time off, and we just didn't know which direction we really wanted to go, and musically we weren't sure exactly where we wanted to go. We kind of had an idea, but there were some things that we I think we still left on the table that that we weren't done yet. But it did take some time. It took a couple of years for us to kind of regroup, put our stuff back together, and figure out what we wanted to do and what direction we wanted to take it. And that's then we came up. We ended up getting back together and going back to the studio and recorded an EP. We went back in with Brett, and it was fun because it was kind of exploratory. It was kind of a, hey, we want to do something that's a step above, or we want to do something a little bit different from the last album that takes us more into a maybe heavier realm, and so that's where the Legacy EP came from. And then I'll tell you, right when we got done, we ran one of the songs. Started picking up on some internet radio, and really started getting some exposure. And then we said, we're still not done yet. This is not exactly where we wanted to go, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. We really love it, but we're just still exploring, musically where we want to go. And that's when we kind of said, you know what, from a timing perspective, if we're going to do it, we got to do it now. And I think I think it's important because I think there's a lot of great bands out there. It's just bad timing. A lot of great musicians out there, just bad timing. And so I think it really all comes down to that. So, and I think it's one of those. And if you ask any musician or any band or whatever the case is, hey, if you don't ever want to grow old. And then always wonder what would have been if you would have done this or whatever. You know what I mean?
Amen.
And you don't want to have any regrets on doing those types of things. So I think this is kind of our kind of defining moment and saying, you know what, if we didn't feel that we had it in us, and we didn't feel that we had the creative ability, and we didn't feel that timing was right, then we wouldn't have done it. But it just kind of worked out that way. So that's when we decided to go back and go for a full length, album and really come out. And so that's kind of where the new album Voices came from. And it's a totally different direction, or an evolution, really.
Okay. Now, real quick, when was Legacy done?
Legacy was, let's see, that would be April. We released Legacy in April of last year.
Oh, last year? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did
Yep.
So was it the same group of guys in Farewell to Fear the first time? Did everybody come back?
No.
Okay.
No, it was we had a guitar player change. Actually, we didn't. We just went back to the studio with one guitar player.
Oh, okay.
And then we just kind of so it's just one of those things we're trying to work out and figure out where we were going to go. And then we actually went back into the studio to do the full length with one guitar as well. And then we just now added a second guitar player that we just haven't had a full-time regular second guitar player for a couple of years now. So let's get back together.
Right.
So that worked out really well for us, and it gave us an opportunity to explore even more of where we wanted to go with music. So we started working with a different producer, just out of not that Brett isn't amazing, because he is, and I love working with him. And but we just felt like we wanted to try something different,
Yes.
And we wanted to just try to explore some different avenues and different options. And we ended up hooking up with Damon Starkey, which is great, who lives in Jacksonville as well. And Damon was producer at Burn Season, and was with Puddle of Mud as well. So and been producing and engineering for years. And he's just got this great ear, and that guy's he's just really good. So we've been friends for a while, and you know what? You're going to go do another project? I'd be interested in that. We just kind of talked it out and kind of explained, kind of where we wanted to go, knowing we wanted to take it from where we left off, but we really wanted to take it into a new dimension, so to speak. We really wanted to evolve what that sound was, and just kind of take it to where we thought we wanted to take it. And he was like, I understand where you're at, and I want to be part of it, and I believe I can help take you there. So, and he did. It was amazing to be able to go through and work with him and come out with the product that we did.
And that is the one you were talking about just a second ago, Voices, that y'all went to record?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when was that release? That was this year, right?
That was May, yeah.
May?
So May
Okay.
18th, we released that under Pavement Entertainment.
And that's a full length?
Which has been around for years. Full length album.
Okay.
Yep. And we had we definitely took a different approach for this. It wasn't to say let's just release something, see what happens. There was definitely a strategy behind it. That's why when we partnered up with Pavement, there was a rhyme and reason for everything we were doing. And like I said, if the timing was right, you're gonna do something right. You can't let anything slip through the cracks. You got to do everything right. Everything's got to happen just the right way. There's no guesswork in this one. So if anything else, if you didn't get the response and everything we were looking for, we didn't want it to be because we made some mistakes along the way. We wanted to make sure that everything was done just the way it should be done.
Yeah.
And they've been awesome. I mean, they've really, they've got a lot of great bands on their label, and they've Tim, which is their A&R guy, is amazing. Tim King, the bass player for Soil.
Okay.
With them, and Mark is the president. He was with Metal Blade back in the day. It was before Pavement. So these guys just know exactly what they're doing, and so that's one thing in this industry nowadays. If you don't have a group of people, and it takes a group of people on your side that know exactly what they're doing, how to get there, have the right connections, have the right relationships, and can kind of guide you through the process. It's going to be really, really hard today, and to try to get what get your music heard.
Oh yeah, and I mean definitely working with a label that not only knows how and knows what's up, and experienced, and all that good stuff. It's hard to find someone that are a group of guys or people that not only want to sign bands, and not just sign bands, but to have bands on your label, but to sign bands and get behind them and push them and work with them,
Right. For sure.
And
have guys that have been in the process before, which what I mean by that is these guys have been in the trenches. They've both been in bands.
Right.
They've toured with bands. One still tours with Soil. So it's like these guys are having they're running their label through an artist's lens, which is really a big deal. Because a lot of labels, they're running strictly on what they know, right? What they can relate to, what their experience has been. And if you haven't been on the road, and you haven't been touring, and you haven't written music, and you haven't tried to break a band, if you ever tried to sell albums, and whatever the case may be, literally out there as an artist, it just won't give you the same perspective. And so that's definitely a benefit.
Yes. Well, and the record industry has changed so much. I was watching. I found a little clip of Frank Zappa being interviewed on YouTube, and he was talking about the old days. Things have this was probably, I guess, around 90s, maybe 80s, late 80s, 90s, whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
Back in the day, there were old fat guys smoking a stogie, and this is the way he put it, in the A&R guys saying, "Oh, well, I've never heard of that, but fuck it, let's go for it. Let's sign them and do it." You know what I'm saying? And he said that's when music was the shit. It was so much easier. And then it got to where these young cats were taking over for the big fat guys, and they were more. I guess the labels clamped down on them and said, "Hey, we're more strict." In other words, I guess is what you would say.
For sure.
And that just kind of that clamped down on music, and music got boring, and it has been for a while now. Only certain ones make it through. And he said, that's why we need to get back to the old fat guys smoking stogies again, which I don't think we need to get that far. As in, fuck it, let's sign them whatever they sound like and take a chance on it, because you can't. You run out of money like that. But
yeah, it's changed quite a bit. I mean, it really has. I mean, it's been a 180.
But you definitely need.
But you're right. I mean,
but you definitely need a more leniency, I think, because there are so many bands out there. I hear some. That are signed that are garbage. Great. Yeah, great ones though, but so many that are signed that are garbage. But I don't get it. I guess if I was an AR guy, I don't know.
It's a popularity contest.
It is.
So it's tough because I see both sides. I'm a business guy too. So I mean, I see both sides of the coin. And I know, if you're a label, you've got money invested in the label, and you've got distribution, and you've got to pay people, and you've got to. So I mean, I totally understand that side of it. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna stay in business, you've got to turn a profit. And if you can, and this is the sad part. This is the conundrum I think that we're in today, is that you could have a band, you could have a modern day band, that comes out that could be equivalent to a rock, one of the greatest bands ever. But if they, but if they don't have, if they don't have the eye of, if they don't already, if they're not already touring, if they're not already making money, if they're not already selling albums, the label's not willing to take the risk on it, regardless of how good they are and how talented and how well the songwriting is done. If they can't prove that that's happening, the label most likely won't even take a risk on it, which could be could be, like I said, could be the next Rush,
Exactly.
Modern day. But the sad part is no one will ever even hear them. And that's the frustrating thing.
Well, that's why I want to go into A&R. I know it's totally different nowadays, and you're not going to get a big, credit card saying, "Oh, well, it's here. You just go here and you go everywhere you want and try to find somebody." I understand that. That's not what I'm looking for. I support music. I support live music. I support everything about music, but I want it to be good stuff. I was a musician for many, many years, and I quit about probably 12 years ago. And the reason why is because everything I heard on the radio I thought sucked. And I was like, and I got bitter, going, why isn't that me? Which my shit may have sucked too to everybody else, but that's beside the point. The point is, but you know where I'm coming from. The point is,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
If, most of my friends have the same opinion I do. Most people I meet have the same opinion I do. So why shouldn't I be out there finding these bands for a label to sign and spend their money on and push them, and then it happened?
For sure.
I
agree. I think there's a hole. There's a gaping hole of people out there that care enough about music and about where it came from, and trying to highlight that, get that music exposed today. And I always said for many years, it's like, and you're probably the same way. It's like, man, all I was ever hoping for is someone that believed enough. They didn't have to go whole line sinker and, oh man, you guys are amazing. I wanted somebody that believed enough in what we were doing, and that believed enough and liked what we were doing enough to go to bat. To go to bat for us and say, you know what, if I like it this much, I can't be the only one. There's got to be more people out there, and I'm willing to go to bat because I believe in these guys. That's all I was ever hoping for.
Oh, yeah.
And that's ever since I was a kid playing music. But give me a shot. Now, and here's the thing.
I know.
Like you said, hey, if I go out there and we were both wrong and we really suck, well, then at least we know. Hey, at least we tried and gave it everything we got. And you know what? We just, I feel way better about it.
Yeah.
Than never knowing. No one was even willing to step out and give you a damn chance.
I know. It's just like getting a job, for the first time, or going and applying for something at the first time. Even if you have a college degree, people are like, well, you don't have the experience, so I can't hire you.
Yep.
Well,
how do you get it?
Exactly.
How do you get the experience? No one gives you a damn shot.
Yes, exactly. So it's the
crazy.
same. It's the same way you're selling yourself.
Oh,
and the hard thing is not just getting on a label, getting somebody to believe in you enough. And now everybody wants $10,000-$20,000 to put your shit on the radio, or
for sure,
or this or that, and you got to pay to play. Hell, I paid a couple of $1,000 just to go play a damn festival up in Boston years ago. And people look down on me for that, and I'm like, well, your ass wasn't there. I played in front of 10,000 people. I played with Black Stone Cherry, Alice in Chains, Power Man 5000.
That aren't clearly, they're not clearly in the business today.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
if they're in the business today, they know that's kind of how the business works today.
It is.
You have a choice. You can play the game the way it's played today, or don't play at all. Because that's the only option that you have, unfortunately.
Right, exactly.
I don't like it either.
No.
I don't like it, but I understand what it is.
Exactly.
And that's like I said, it's a choice. So I think what's frustrating though is that's where many of the bands out there, they can't afford to play the game.
No, they can't.
You know,
they can't.
And they're extremely good bands, and people need to hear these guys, but they can't afford to play the games being played today, and so that sucks because there's no outlet for these guys that are that good, that need to be heard, that never will be heard, because there's until things change. Now, I think that I'd like to think I'm a pretty optimistic guy. I'd like to think that this is all just a big shift, and things will all come back 180 at least, or at least close to, and come back to 360, excuse me, and kind of come back to a little bit more of the things that are more important. And I think that's where fans really need to. Everyone plays a part in this.
Yes.
And it's like everybody blames the music industry and labels, all that stuff, and rightfully so. It's different. But fans make a big difference today,
yes.
And they can drive what labels do. So if there's a great band out there, and they have enough fans out there that love their music, well, then the fans have a voice, and that's called social media.
Yes, exactly.
And if all the fans got together, I mean, literally, if all the fans got together of a handful of bands and said, you know what, these guys need to be heard, and they all got together as a group and all had one voice, magic could happen.
Oh yeah.
But I think nowadays it's like, well, I mean, I'm just one guy. I mean, I guess I like this particular band, but what good am I gonna do to help that band? Well, you have a voice. Now, your voice with 10,000 other people at one time making a stink about it, going on social media and letting the rest of the world know how good these guys are, and sharing their music and purchasing their music.
Exactly.
That's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
The band's going to live on. If no one purchases music anymore, no one's willing to put their hard work and soul into writing music anymore because they can't afford it.
Right.
Because they got to work for a living.
You're right.
They got to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I think fans, play a massive part in the music industry. And if no one buys music anymore, you're going to continue to see music just go down the shitter.
It is. It's sad. Yep. And speaking on what you were talking about with social media, there's that plays a big part. You look at festivals. I think if more bands would get on festivals or could get on festivals, then more bands would be seen. Exactly, could get. That's
could
but if you got
absolutely the right word, yeah.
If you got 500 people that are like in your page, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, but then you have a band that has 20,000 likes, even though they're not as good as the band with 500. Hey, guess what? That band with 10,000 is going to go, or the band with 50,000 is going to go. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah,
that sucks. We do need the fat guy in there going, "Hey, fuck it, let's sign him." It all comes back around.
You need somebody that's, like you said, and that guy is kind of the representation of a person that says, "Why not give him a shot?"
Exactly.
Why not give him a shot?
Right.
And that's what we need more of. And it's tough because everyone's like, well, I can't give those guys a shot because it's all about the bottom line. It's all about the bottom dollar. And if I can't get my return back on these guys playing or bringing these kind of people to the show, then I lose my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the business part, me as a business guy, needs is I get it. I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so it's tough, man. It really is. I don't, like I said, I'm optimistic, so I've never lost hope.
Yeah.
And where music's going, because I believe that once people go, oh shoot, that's all it's going to take is me to this and that, and then we can start turn the tide around a little bit.
Yeah.
Then let's do that, because it's not that hard. We were recording with Brett at one time, and he made this one thing that always stuck out in my mind. Because we were on the same subject. He was talking about how many people come up and say or get on social, I love your music, or I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that. And he says, great, did you buy an album? Or did you buy a CD? Or did you download it? And they're like, oh, no, I haven't done that. He's like, God, man, he says, if you love it that much, do me a huge favor. He says, forego going to Starbucks tomorrow or the next day. and then instead of spending the money on the big latte, just buy the album.
Yeah.
If that's not, so how insignificant where the spending is going from the average population. If everyone was just to go, you know what, I want to support the band because I love them as much as I do. Yeah, I'll spend $9. Oh, it's only 9 cents for a download. For God's sake. It's just one of those things where if they understood, if a true fan, because I'm a fan, if the true fan out there truly understood that was the breakdown, and what is the difference between artists continuously making albums or artists quitting altogether, and you'll never hear anything from that artist, they would buy the album.
Yeah.
And they would absolutely buy the download. They would support the bands if they knew that's how critical it was. So I don't think that I think I don't.
Oh, it's a lot laid on the fans. Yeah. Well, like you said, a lot is laid down on the fans now because I mean that's how it has to be. You can pay $10,000, $20,000 and get your shit on the radio, and you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the guy at the radio station likes your shit. It depends on the fan. And you're on social media, like you said, go buy the album, not just tell the people, hey, I like your song, blah, 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 yada, yada. Well, you know what? Share that. If I share with one person and they share with one person and then that person shares with two, it's like a pyramid scheme. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, it builds. It builds,
If people are passionate enough to share something good with somebody else, then amazing things can happen because that will definitely turn into something much bigger. And we've got to get people to care enough and take the time, just a couple minutes out of their day to maybe post something positive, maybe share a video, maybe tell your friends, guys, you should download this. This is serious. You should support these guys. If fans don't do that kind of thing, which they can do,
it's so easy now.
I'm speaking on behalf of it's so easy. I would ask on behalf of other artists. I mean, but I think I can speak for everybody. We would never ask a fan to do something that they can't do, or they, you know what I mean, that would put them in a bad position.
Yeah.
If a fan really likes you, then I'm saying if you like ABC band, go on social and let the rest of the friends know that you like them. Copy, take one of their songs from YouTube and post it and say, guys, go to iTunes, download this. It's worth it. Because I've seen, and I continue to see it over the years and see it now, and it frustrates me more so for other bands than even my own, is to see a guy go see an amazing band, and I go to their merch booth, and there's a tip jar on the merch booth stand. Need gas, to get to the next stop so they can play.
Yeah,
and it's like, there's something wrong with that. There's just something wrong with that. And it's like, these artists are pouring their hearts out, doing whatever they possibly can do just to afford gas to get to the next location.
Oh yeah,
there's something wrong with that picture.
Yeah. Well, and another thing, I don't want to hold you. We've been on here a little while already, and we hadn't really talked about y'all. But
I'd love to know.
We could talk to this shit we could talk about this for hours. You know what I'm saying? So, not sure anybody else would want to hear it, but. One thing real quick though, I've noticed that. And I had a brain fart. I went to talking to you and forgot what I was going to say. But while I'm thinking, go ahead and tell everybody, where they can find you, the band, your social media stuff, website, where they can get the album.
First of all, the band's called Farewell to Fear.
That's right. Yeah, we haven't said that in a while.
Here, guys. So please go listen. And if you like it, pick it up. It's Farewell to Fear. You can go to our website. It's farewell2fear.com. Farewell2fear, and it's you can do this on Twitter. You can do this on Facebook. At Farewell to Fear. You can we're there. So if you Google it, you'll find it. If you go check out our new single, Underneath That Skin is now charting on radio. Which is helping exposure and whatnot. We're currently we're on tour heading out. So.
And y'all have been on the road with Disturbed and somebody else Daryl was telling me about.
No, we went out with we were out with as of recent. We had a couple festivals last month. We hit Rocklahoma. We hit which had a ton of great bands.
Yes.
We were out at Metal in the Mountains in West Virginia, which is a great festival with a bunch of great bands, much of them had Motivator and just a bunch of great bands. And then we went we did a show at Chicago with Otherwise. We came down and did a show with Saliva.
Okay.
So we got out, but then we get ready to go back out Saturday. So we're heading out for a week and a half and hit some more dates in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, the Southeast region. Go to a website, go to Bands in Town. You can hit us up everywhere. And yeah, I mean, go hit us up on social. Give us a like if you don't mind. You know, engage with us a little bit. You know, where we pride ourselves in not being egomaniacs and we'll communicate and you know, we're just real people. We're just fans, just like anybody else.
Well, that's awesome.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait for y'all to get close to here or somewhere I'm going to see y'all. That'd be awesome. I'll try to make
would be awesome.
I'll try to make it where me and Daryl, you know, can come together.
Great. Wow, that'd be a party.
I've known Daryl since I was like probably 14, and he was, God, Daryl's probably 3-4 years older than me. I hate to date him that high, but awesome. he's you know, he's probably 16, 17. So, but yeah, have you heard of Rock Stock in Tampa?
What is it called?
Rock Stock. Like ROCK
No.
STOCK. Okay.
No, I haven't.
It's happening in March, and they're looking for bands right now. So definitely get online and try to find out how to.
In Tampa.
I want to say it's in Tampa. I know it's in Florida, but I'm not positive the city. But I think it's Tampa. So
interesting. Okay, for
and
sure.
it happens. I think it happens every year. And definitely check that out. That's one for sure. Incarceration just happened here. And I know, you know, some people.
That was a great show. Actually, we just got. I was thinking about mentioning. We literally just got added to the lineup for Blue Ridge Rock Fest.
Oh, okay. Blue Ridge, is that in Virginia? Is that in Virginia?
Yeah. So
okay.
That's coming up Labor Day, so we'll be on the Saturday, September 1st, I believe. You know, with Lamb of God headlining that day, and you've got Saliva, you've got Tantric, you've got Puddle of Mud. So there's going to be a great lineup.
Okay,
and, so
cool.
we're looking forward to playing that show.
Yeah, I'm actually from Virginia, right outside the Blue Ridge Mountains. So originally from So hey, I might have to take a trip and go out there. So
well, now you know. That's right.
And I'm in Cincinnati, so I'm not too far. About 6 hours. So
that's awesome. Heck yeah, man.
Now let's see. Like you said, Farewell to Fear, and that's with the number 2. Farewell number 2. Fear.com, and then and it's just Farewell to Fear TO on social media, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Farewell to Fear.
It's a funny story because we went with the number 2 initially for the website because the Farewell to Fear was available.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, that makes it easier. There you go.
Yeah, but just, I mean, one way or another, if you search Farewell to Fear, like the TO or the 2, you're going to find it.
Okay.
So,
and I saw a logo. I don't know if it was an old one or a new one. It was F2F. I thought that was very cool how that did that. You know, kind of layered down.
Yeah, that was an older one.
Okay.
We came out with that one, our New Blood album, and we did. You know, it was funny because as we evolved and as we were changing, I think it was. I don't know if this is me, but I feel like everything should evolve and change.
Oh yeah.
And so you know, so we went with a slightly different look and of the logo and whatnot, but everything's been really working out great. We're very thankful for all the fans out there that have been following us and giving us support, and you know, because like I said, based on our current dialogue, what we've been talking about today, man, it's all about the fans and
yes, it is.
You know, hey, and so you know, we're just super blessed and thankful for everybody out there that supports us.
Well, let me tell you something here real quick before we get off. You know, a lot of bands nowadays are doing the meet and greet, which they've been doing meet and greets for years, but now, you know, they charge and stuff, which is fine. I understand you got to make it to the next town and this and that and the other. But, you know, the band Enough's Enough from the 80s, Chip is just a genuine, just love that guy. And he walks off stage, walks straight to his where his merchandise is being sold, and he stays there the rest of the night and takes pictures with people. Now he charges for his stuff, for
sure.
pictures and
agreed.
See, I mean, of course you have to do that, but he's there and he meets everyone that wants to meet him and talk to him and take pictures with, and that's just the coolest thing. You know what I'm saying? That to me is being a rock star more than somebody.
I totally agree 100%. Well, like you said, I mean, Christian, when you and I were kids, we were fans.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And how cool would it have been if we could go to one of our favorite rock shows, and after the show, we could actually go hang out and say hello, or shake their hand, or ask them a couple questions. That never existed back in the day.
Yeah.
So
some are 25 and some are 100. I mean, good God, really?
Exactly.
$100? You're not fucking Led Zeppelin. So I mean, but anyway, that's something else. So.
We do the same thing. And we do VIPs, but they're different. You know what I mean? They're above and beyond what we would normally do. But I would tell you, it's everyday practice for a show. The first thing you see when we're done with our show is us over at the booth. That's all we do is we hang there for the rest of the night and just make friends. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, connecting with the audience. You can't do that from stage. You certainly can't do that effectively backstage. There's only a handful of people. I mean, you got to get out there. And actually, if I'm at a festival, you'll probably find me standing next to you watching the next band. So I'll be out there hanging out there. So it's
cool.
What a different fan.
Well, Mike, it's been awesome. Enjoyed the crap out of it, man. We'll have to do this again. So,
absolutely. And, well, hopefully next time it'll be in the Blue Ridge Rock Fest, right?
Hey, there we go.
There
we go. Hey, shit, yeah, that'll work. All right, man.
I appreciate you, Chris.
Hey, now, when did you say that was? September
1st. Yep.
Oh, so Memorial Day. Oh, Labor Day.
Yeah, is it Memorial Day?
One of those. I never can remember which one's which, but it's that. Yeah, right. That's September thing. So.
That's correct. That's September thing. That's right.
Exactly.
But so if you guys can make it out there, that'd be fun. We'd have a good time.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I've enjoyed it, and everybody go check Mike Craig out and his band Farewell to Fear on his website. Are you on iTunes? You know all that stuff too?
Oh yeah.
Spotify.
iTunes, Spotify, anything you think
Google.
of.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So add us to your playlists. And,
man. Definitely.
That helps. So anything that we can do, hey, let us know. Like I said, reach out to us on social and let us know that you're out there, and we'll definitely respond quickly.
Oh yeah.
But thanks again for everything.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. And hey, have a good one, and hope to see you soon.
Looking forward to it.
I do.
Talk to you guys.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Great talks with Mike Craig from Farewell to Fear. Yeah, we talked a little bit about the band, a little bit about the music industry and touring and, their new album and stuff. So hell yeah, man. Go pick it up. You can check them out at farewell2fear.com. And they're on Instagram, Facebook, and also Twitter at just Farewell to Fear with the letter T-O. I want to give a shout out to my good friends over at the venue. Went to a show there last night, and I will do a Facebook Live here in a little bit and review it, tell y'all all about it. Give a shout out to my buddy, especially Daryl over at Dirty Outlaw Entertainment. They're dropping some news tonight, and also the band Just Cause, so definitely check that out. And Sweet Tooth Jones and also Blood Life are going to be playing with Randy Jackson of Zebra August 3rd. Get your tickets for that. They're doing hella deals over there, Brian and Daryl, for Dirty Outlaw Entertainment with the shows they're doing, the Rock House Live. So anyway, check it out. You can always download my stuff at iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. Watch the videos on YouTube. Download my podcast also from my website, which is blevinsnation.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all Blevins Nation. So anyway, have a good one. See y'all next week. Got a very good guy coming on next week, the CEO of a record label. So you don't want to miss that. Check it out. Peace, everybody. Love you. Go watch live music. Amen.